I'm so excited to be here with you on launch day and with my 10-year anniversary. You're going to need a pen, so grab a pen really quick and write it on. You don't have to write it on the paper Monty's giving you. You can write it on the back and whatever you have. But what I want you to do just really quick as I start talking is I want you to write down 3 things you love. 3 things you love. People, places, or things. Don't overthink it. All right. People, places, or things. And if I were to start over today from 10 years ago, looking at where I'm at now, knowing that I was living in a state of chaos and confusion, I actually was in an abusive marriage at the time. I was lucky to get out. I know a lot of women don't. If you're in an abusive situation, please do whatever you have to do. Take care of yourself, protect yourself. And there are resources around that can help you with that. If I needed to start over today and I didn't have any money and I just needed a way to start to create a life I love starting with me, what I'm going to share with you in the next few minutes is what I would do, and you need $0 to do it. This is not about money. This is about being able to create a life you love starting with me. The concept that I teach, I want y'all to answer. If you know what I'm about, I'm going to do a fill in the blank thing. If you know what the little blank is at the end of this, I want you to say it out loud, okay? You cannot pour from him. We all know it. We do it. We keep giving and giving and giving and giving to everybody else, not ourselves. And when we do that, we give in toxic ways of giving this. We're in a state of depletion. We cannot do the things God created us to do. We cannot be the person we were created to be if we're giving from a state of depletion. So I teach a concept called the overflow effect. And what that means is you keep your cup so full to the overflow that you give out of what pours onto the saucer of your life. And then when you do that, you can give in kind, generous, loving ways and not be depleted. Ladies, if you want to change the world, you have to start with you. You have to. I know it feels counterintuitive. You have to take care of your kids. You have to take care of your husband. You have to pay all the bills. You have to do all these things. But what if making yourself a priority, even just 5 minutes a day, does not have to take a long time? If you had an extra hour today to do anything you wanted to do, and it could not be a chore around the house, it could not be something for somebody else, what would you do? I venture to say it'd be a hard. What I want to teach you is the flyer that Monty handed out. I have created a process called the 7-minute gratitude blueprint. And it's really, really easy. And the little sheet of paper, that there's only one per person, one per table, there's a QR code. After I teach you this, I actually have a 22-page ebook that I will give you for free if you scan that QR code. If you give me feedback on what you learned today. Because I am working on doing more speaking events. This will help me have feedback just like Monty wants for this. It'll literally, you'll fill out a form, and it'll pop up on your phone. It's 22-page ebook. This is where it comes in, $0. Start your day with gratitude. 3 things you're thankful for, and your 3 top to-dos. That's what I want you to do every morning. And I'll tell you why. When you focus on gratitude, you cannot be focused on lack at the same time. You just can't. And why do I want you to actually focus on your 3 top to-dos? Anybody have kids here? Grandkids? Anybody work? Have a job? Anybody have family? How many things do we have to do every day? Focus on the 3 that you know that you need to do to move the needle forward. And if for bonus points, make sure one of those things is for you. Your top 3 things. What one thing could you do every day for yourself? And then end of the evening, there's research that shows my favorite book is called The Gap in the Gain by Ben Hardy and Dan Sullivan. And I'm telling you, light bulbs, my brain has been changed. And I was driving back from outing with my adult daughter and grandkids last year. We were listening to it on Audible. And it was talking about how you spend your last hour of your day and what you do and how important that last hour is to creating the life that you want. And my 11-year-old grandson goes, "Mom, are you listening to this?" And I'm like, oh my gosh, if I had learned this at 11 instead of the age I am now. And write down your 3 wins from the day and the 3 wins you think you're going to have the next day. And what the research shows is that when you focus on the good and the wins, especially right before you go to bed, your brain ruminates on that, and it actually helps you be more productive and get the things done. The really cool thing about this is when I write my wins and what I think my wins are going to be the next day, and then you start the next day, you start with your gratitude, your 3 top things, and you go and at the end, do your wins, and my wins that I had that day are always bigger, better, different than what I wrote down. It's not about saying, oh, I'm going to have these wins tomorrow, and then you don't actually complete that thing. That's not what it's about. It's about helping your brain train to look for the good. Look for the good, because I promise you, if you start to look for the good, you will find more good. You will find your good. All right. The 7-minute gratitude blueprint. It's super easy. 3 things you're thankful for in the morning, your 3 top to-dos, and then in the evening, your 3 wins, and the 3 things you think will be your wins the next day. Easy, right? It's easy, but a lot of times the things that are the easiest are the things not to do. If you don't make it a priority, you won't do it. I teach this stuff, and I still don't do it every day. But I know when I do, my day is better. And so on the back of that sheet that Monty gave you, there's a little tracking thing where you can just track. You don't have to, there's not space to write what you did. But just keep that with you where you can actually write. You know, just check. Yes, I did it. Yes, I did it. Or put an X and be like, monitor yourself, right? Okay. I have everybody write down the 3 things they love. People, places, or things. Anybody want to share what they wrote? Okay.
I respect God, family, and brothers.
Love that. Perfect.
Another sheet.
Yes, we'll get you one. Anybody else want to share what they wrote? 3 things, people, places, or things? Sam?
My grandson, my daughter, and my mother.
Beautiful. I have a question. Did anybody write me? I'm thankful for me. I love me. It happens every time. I knew that was the answer. What if you were able to create a life that you love starting with you? Your world would change, the people in your lives, everything about you would change. I am the founder and community host of an online community group called Safe Heart Connections. And we work with women that are learning to create a life they love and live in the overflow effect. And thank you, Mom, for letting me be here.
Now you see why I fell in love with her. Isn't she amazing? Let's give her a hand one more time.